Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to first and foremost take the moment to thank you all. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. Thank you for holding your light. Thank you for doing the hard work of healing and recovering your truth and your power, because as you do that, you do it for Gaia. But I want to also thank you for all of your support and the love that you've shown me. Thank you to those of you who are returning subscribers. Thank you to those of you who are new subscribers. Thank you to those of you who are here for the first time. Welcome. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for booking me for my services. Thank you for allowing me to grow and to expand my light and do what it is I came here to do in the world at this time. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. We are about 12 hours out from the new moon in Pisces. Before I get into these energies, let me just let you know very quickly that I have produced a new moon in Pisces and Pisces season Tarotstrology Energy Report, which is an 8 to 9 page written PDF report that I channeled utilizing the power of the energies, also of the tarot for this time. So if you are interested, that was released for my Daily Alchemy members portal people, but I just released it publicly today for a suggested donation of £5.55, or about just over $6. It is in, all information regarding that is on the community board if you're interested. And those of you who are still coming to me asking if you can donate for the decree or the light language activation or both, that is an ongoing thing. You can come back anytime for that. The only limitations I put around tend to be the new moon and full moon reports, okay? So let's get into this. I have so many downloads, and I don't know how all of this is going to come together because there's a lot, but the best way to do this is to get started. There is this, I keep on hearing this Amy Winehouse song. Kept hearing Back to Black this week, Back to Black. And it wasn't the song so much as it was the statement, Back to Black. And I did some research. I wasn't aware that they're doing a new Amy Winehouse movie, which in and of itself is very, that's going to kind of feed into the energies of what we're dealing with today too. But this whole Back to Black thing, it's like lights out, blackout. But what my guides were showing me is that there has been a lot of energy once again this week that has been thrown at us, but the energy is almost like what they were trying to do. It's like they're trying to snuff out the sun. It's like they're trying to put out the sun, as if that's fucking possible. And when I say the sun, I'm not talking about literally the sun, although when you think about the arrogance and the sheer balls they have in what they're trying to do in terms of attacks, it may as well be the same thing. Because a lot of them are trying to the magic they're throwing, the intention is to disable your solar plexus. The intention is to, for many of you, come against your throat, which is attached to your solar plexus energies too. But I was really getting this energy of trying to stagnate the solar plexus and almost put out people's light. This is not the first time I picked up on this energy. And I was saying in a reading many weeks ago that I was my guides were talking to me about these songs and how there were these there's a repetitive line that I was picking up in some of these songs, and it kept on saying, turn the lights out, turn the lights out, turn the lights out. And they were saying to me, they're trying to turn your lights out. And it's like, this week, especially with this new moon energy, because they love to use the new moon energy, because if you think about the phase of the moon, it's moving into its darkness, right? So this is a time where many of us are supposed to be resting, recuperating our energy in order to move into the new cycle, but nefariously they like to use this energy in order to do all manner of death magic and to also cloak themselves. And new moon energy is something they like to use in order to cloak their antics. But here's the thing: when you're a divine being walking in alignment with your divine truth and your lights are on, there's nothing that these fuckers can do in the dark that will not be revealed to you. your light is too powerful for them to be able to hide this shit anymore. Okay? But they're still trying. But what my guides were showing me, the back to black is like a blackout energy, but it's also, the more they try to throw this death energy at those of you who have recovered your truth or are recovering your truth and standing in your light and in your power and seeking to be divinely aligned and not taking their shit, that is what is turning their light, their fake, their false light out. Okay, so what that is doing is it's stripping them of their power. So the more they throw this energy at you in their tantrums, the more they're actually stripping themselves of their power. And I've spoken about this in other readings, how what a lot of them are doing right now when they're entering our energy, when they're throwing this energy at us, when they're coming at us, when they're coming for us, when they're casting their spells, when they're doing all of this shit, and we are aware of what's happening and we are in our divine truth, what they're ultimately doing is just giving us more information about who they are and their tactics and their strategies. And they're also gifting us with more of our powers in doing so. But now what's actually happening is that a lot of them are being divested of their ability to cast. This is what's happening right now because enough is enough. Okay, so the back to black is the back to nothingness, a state of nothingness. Some of these people will be wiped out of existence like they never were. You get what I'm saying? Some of these people are not going to be reincarnating or having another opportunity to ascend and to climb and to come to the light. They literally are making the choice to like destroy themselves and begin a cycle as something else or something different, if that makes sense. They're literally going back to black, back to nothing. Okay, let me just decide where I'm gonna go with next, okay? Because there was a lot of stuff coming in. I didn't talk about this too much when I did my last video. I think I recorded my video on Valentine's Day, but I had issues like releasing it, and this is my first time back since that happened, so let me apologize to all of you formally. For those of you who showed up for the premiere last week, Wednesday night, I think, and it wasn't playing and you guys were chilling, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the technical issues, and I thank you for your patience with me, and I thank you that you guys are just like hanging out and having your own little party and social gathering anyway. I so appreciate the energy of so many of you that I've had the opportunity to interact with and to just like notice, so thank you. But Valentine's Day was very interesting because it felt like there was a lot of work being done against, once again, divine unions. But it's really interesting because, again, the message that my guides are showing me is that all of the energy they're throwing towards us now to keep us in separation from self or to keep us in separation from our divine partners is actually, we've reached a part of ascension where they're gifts. It's literally they're trying to curse us, but they're blessing us because we are reaching a point in our own healing journey, in our own ability to alchemize things, where we are naturally doing that through choice, right? When something comes our way, we're not succumbing to it a lot of the time in fear. And even if that is our first response, we are learning how to flip it around and to learn, well, why is this coming into my reality? What is it here to show me? What is it here to unlock? Asking those questions instead of shrinking and constricting back into that place of like a victimhood, which is where they wanted us, right? That's one thing. But for another thing, the literal energies of the planet are no longer supporting their attempts to destroy us, because there's so much light on the planet and so many of us are waking up and expanding that it's like it's literally like throwing a tantrum. It's like a toddler standing in the corner throwing a tantrum. They're not going to get their own way, but they just want to throw a tantrum anyway, so they know just how fucked off they are with you. That's kind of the energy they're in, but they don't seem to realize, because again, they're not connected to spirit. All of their energy that they were getting for their magic was being siphoned from you, from light beings, in order to cloak them in false light. all of their energetic resources are dwindling. And then furthermore, even their ability to cast beyond the energy, like the wisdom and the knowledge, like it's being stripped from them. It's being stripped from them also because as we ascend, there's a new form of magic that's coming into place. It's not that the old ways of doing things doesn't work. It's just that those who are not connected with spirit don't get to connect with magic. And so what is happening is every time they come into our fields and throwing magic at us, it's like they're giving, and I've said this before, they're giving us back our stuff, but now they're draining themselves. It's all they're doing. They're coming into our fields and they're draining themselves. And some of them are not even fully aware of this. But if you're watching, you know now. So keep on throwing your shit at people, because really all you're doing is draining your own battery trying to connect into us. You've been denied access. But Valentine's Day was very interesting because what I am noticing is that a lot of the energy they're throwing at our divine partners, if you had a divine partner and you are in one of these situations where, you know, can never come together and, you know, so much interference and backlash and conflict that you knew wasn't natural, and your divine partner wasn't aware of this stuff, all this magic and energy that they're throwing at them, whether it's coming through a karmic lover, coming through karmic family, or just coming through the powers that were, because it's all interconnected, right? It's waking them up. It's having the opposite effect to what they want. It's actually waking them up. It's helping them to ascend, even if they are not as spiritually in tune as you, meaning even if they're not as conscious in their desire to ascend as you. It's still happening. It's still happening. I want to go into that energy a little bit because I have separate downloads for that. And then I have another set of downloads, which we might get into if I have the time, or if this video isn't too long. But what I was being shown on Valentine's Day was there is somebody here, and for many of you this is a divine partner, it could be you, but this is someone who has been looking at their world, and they're looking at what they've created, and they're looking at what it is that they thought they wanted, and they're having a come to Jesus moment because they're recognizing that they've been running. And this is where a message was coming through. It was like this person, whose energy was coming through very strongly for me, is someone who came into this incarnation having tasted divine love, having possibly been in union with you in another lifetime, and having lost it in a very, what I'm sensing is a very kind of a violent way. In other words, this is the energy of two people who came together against all odds, only for it to be destroyed. And this is the energy of a lot of what we've been going through as divine beings here on the planet, that energy of getting but so far before everything gets taken away. It's kind of like that. It's like this person and you, went through so much in order to come together, and finally it happened, and there was something that occurred, and for most of you it was some kind of death or violence that caused separation. What my guides were saying is someone has tasted divine love and they lost it, and this soul, this is your person or you, this soul came into this lifetime heartbroken, came into this lifetime heartbroken, okay? And as such, this is like what they've been doing, or you've been doing subconsciously, not recognizing or realizing, and this may be what they're waking up to. They were going after only shallow exchanges because there was something in their soul that was so hurt from having tasted divine love and having lost it, that they didn't want to go down that avenue again. They didn't want to love and lose. That's really what it is. So there was this song that kept, I've been channeling a lot of, well, not channeling, I've had a lot of passed over singers coming into my energy. And this is nothing new for me, if I'm to be completely honest with you guys, because I am a medium. And I've had singers who have, especially singers, but who have crossed over, musicians who've crossed over, come to me since I was a child. I didn't realize that's what was going on, but I have had them come to me since I was a child. So I always tend to have them in my energy. It's also, I'm very clairaudient and I'm very musically inclined. So I tend to attract those energies. And because of my, just because of my own frequency, let's put it that way. But I had George Michael coming into my energy. So I've had a few of them this week. I've had George Michael, I've had Amy Winehouse, I've had, who else? I've had Michael Jackson again. He's a regular. I think those were the three. Left Eye from TLC. Yes, I've had all of those energies like in my energy this week. But George Michael, it's very interesting, coming to me through like a variety of songs. But George Michael was Valentine's Day around this energy, and the song that they led me to was Fast Love. I don't know if you guys remember this, if you're George Michael fans. If I remember, I will link all of the songs that we go through tonight below, because for some of you, this is, there will be more messages in the song, but even deeper than that, for some of you, your clairaudience is about to wake up, or it is waking up, or it's reaching a higher level of, it's being heightened, or your ability to connect with it and to receive messages more clearly is coming through. And you'll know that this message is for you also if you are receiving backlash in that area. And it can show up in a variety of ways. People wanting to shut your voice down. As your clairaudience is very much connected to your throat energy also. So people trying to silence you or to make you feel as if what you have to say is not important, or how you say it is not important, is one way. For some of you, people, especially if you have a channel, might come right out and say things like that to you, right? I had somebody, I'm going to put you out there, I had somebody come and tell me, I don't like it when you sing. I turn you and other tarot readers off. And I just told her about herself, because I have no problem being honest and reading. Don't come into my energy and be like that and think that I'm not going to read you. So I did. I read her to filth. And anyone that comes to me in my energy with that kind of response, thinking that they're coming to feed off of my solar plexus energy, they're going to end up hurting their own feelings, okay? So you may have experienced that also in some way, shape, or form, because for many of us, our clairaudience is coming in a very big way right now, okay? That's one message. For some of you, another message coming through, your divine partner is also deeply clairaudient, and their clairaudience is coming through. They're beginning to recognize that they have this connection whereby spirit speaks to them through music, through song, through the expression of that. Okay, so the song that was coming through was "Fast Love" by George Michael. And that is a song about somebody who is so done with love that all they're looking for is like shallow sexual experiences. So there's somebody here who that's what they've been doing like their whole lifetime. For some, it's 1948 on my clock. It's so funny because I literally had this written here and I was about to read it. Do you see that? 48 and 1984, just so you know. I'm not like, and let me show you the time so you know I'm not making shit. Well, it just turned to 1949, but you can see it was 1948. There's something about that year 1948. For some of you, maybe your timeline, your past life incarnation with this person was around that time. Maybe it had something to do with the wars, right? Because, well, the Second World War ended in 1945, but you're still dealing with the aftermath of all of that energy too. So 1948 might be of importance to some of you, like in this or in a past lifetime. 1949 for some of you. 1984 might be the year that your person was born. It might be the year you were born. You might be 48, they might be 48. Something very specific may have happened to either one of you when you were 4, when you were 8, or when you were 12. The months of April, August, and December might be of significance to you. February too. There were also other dates coming through. 1996 was another year coming through. So you may have been 12 in 1996 if you were born in 1984. That was another. You might have been 8. You might have been 4. Yes, 1996. Other dates coming through: the 1st of January, the 5th of January, excuse me, and the 1st of May. There were certain names coming through. I got George, of course. I got Michael. I got Joshua, and I got Jesus. Okay? This person is tired of running from love. This person is tired of running from the fear of having a love experience and losing it again. This person is being healed in that area. For some of you, this is to do geographically. This person might be farther up north from you. Take that as it resonates. Or they might be in wherever you are in the world in the southwest region. If you're in the UK, or even if you're not in the UK, if you have UK connections, then these 4 cities might be of significance: Southampton, Liverpool, Manchester, and London. Those were coming through. Okay, there's something here. There's been a chord change in this person's life. Okay, this is what they were showing me. You know how, like, when you are listening to music and there's a chord change that suddenly changes, like, the direction of the emotion of a song? For those of you who are clairaudient, this might be a lesson for you. If you are able to delve into music emotionally like that, then that's another way for you to know that you probably have clairaudient abilities, right? When a song shifts and it takes on a new emotional resonance, it's like this, there's been a shift in this person that's taken them into a higher emotional resonance where they're ready to embrace this new lease on life, and they're ready to embrace the divine aspects of love. And this is really beautiful because, and I don't want you to think in any way that because this is happening for this person, they're ready now for union. I'm not necessarily getting that. It could be, but I'm never the reader that's going to go around telling you that, giving you false information or false hope. I'm just giving you the energies that are coming through, okay? Take it as it resonates for your situation. But I want to say that what's really interesting about this new moon in Pisces, and I touched on it in the report, is that Neptune is also, when the moon hits its newness at 1 degree of Pisces tomorrow morning, my time, there will be other planets. The sun, of course, will be in Pisces, entering Pisces. The moon will be entering into Pisces. So both at 1 degree, the beginning of Pisces energy, right? So it's a new beginning. After the old age, it's an opportunity to utilize that beautiful, deeply spiritual energy of Pisces to start again. It's really gorgeous. But Pisces, so the sun and the moon are in Pisces, and Venus is going to be in Pisces too, okay? It's going to be in Pisces at, I believe, the 29 degree mark, which is a Leo degree. So there's some kind of illumination around love and the age of Pisces and what it means moving forward. That's happening collectively with us through that Venus at 29 degrees energy, right? But then we also have Neptune at 24 degrees. So we've got 4 planets tomorrow morning in Pisces, okay? And Neptune at 24 degrees. 24 degrees is a degree of Pisces. So we got double Pisces energy because Neptune is the co-ruler of Pisces. Pisces and Jupiter. Neptune and Jupiter are the planets that rule Pisces. So we've got this Neptunian energy that loves that Piscean energy, and it's being magnified by the fact that it's also holding the Piscean degree. And Neptune, oh my gosh, Neptune energy is the energy of divine love and partnerships, because Venusian energy is all about earthly love and love that is almost like it's bound by time. But the Neptunian energy around love is timeless. It is anything is possible kind of love. So and I think the slide that I shared with you in the community board from that PDF report is actually about this. So check it out. Even if you don't get the full report, it's fine. Check out that those 2 slides I put up there, because I do touch on that in that specific slide. But I feel like this is what like the Valentine's Day energies have been setting many of us up for. But I also believe that this is why there is this chord change in this person's life, where they are now, it's like their horizons in love are all of a sudden expanding. It's like this person has walked through their whole life seeing love like black and white in this gray duality, and it's like now that for the first time they're seeing it in color. They're seeing it in technicolor. It's like that Frank Ocean song, how's it go? It goes, I've been dreaming about forever with you. Oh gosh, I need this song now, because there's an important part that speaks about, because I've been thinking about forever, thinking about you. There's a part where he goes, we'll go back and forth till it turns from color to black and white. That's the lyric. But it's like this person is going in the other direction. Everything's been black and white, and now they're moving into color. Ooh, this is beautiful. Oh, okay, so this is why I'm here. Okay, so I'm going to read you this lyric. It goes, yes, of course, I remember. How could I forget how you feel? How could I forget how you feel? You know, you were my first time, and you feel it won't ever get old, not in my soul, not in my spirit. Keep it alive. We'll go down this road till it turns from color to black and white. Okay, but it's the other way. It's the other way around. It's like this person did everything they could to shut this down, and they had a lot of help, you know, karmically speaking, to shut down this ability to remember. There was a part of their soul that didn't want to remember. And for many of you, this was the resistance that you were experiencing. If you ever went through any of this run or chaser, this was one of the facets of that energy, is that it's not that this person didn't feel the connection. It's that what the feeling of you and the remembrance it woke up in their soul was so painful. Because they may not have known it consciously, but they were reconnecting to a lot of emotional pain that you two have been through, having been together before but lost. And it's almost like this person, it's like their subconscious programmed them to push you away, because it was like, it's better that I'm not with this person than to get my hopes up and be with them again and to lose them again. Okay, but it's like something, and this is where this Piscean energy actually is really beautiful, because the Pisces energy, it is 12th house, right? But it's also, we always look at, well, not always, but recently we've been very drawn to this energy around Pisces that is very focused on the 12th house of, you know, karmic situations, but and hidden enemies. But the Piscean energy doesn't only help us to recognize these energies. The Piscean energies help us to reconnect with our past lives. It helps us to reconnect with the waters of our soul. That's what Pisces does. It's the oldest sign in the zodiac and the most mature of the water signs, because it helps us not only to connect with our emotions, not only to explore our emotions like Scorpio energy. The Pisces energy, if you are using it wisely, it allows you to dive in and to go deep and remember. And there's a remembrance happening for many of us right now on a cellular level, where our subconscious is being unlocked, and we are not only remembering who we are, but we are being given access, once again, being helped by Neptune also, to access this higher octave of love that we know, we feel it in our soul, exists because we've experienced it before. And this is what all of these divine partner meetings have they've been activating that in us. But now we're getting to a time where the energies of the planets it's going beyond activation point. It was activating us so we would heal and we would separate ourselves from the energies that in every incarnation in the age of Pisces before tried to snuff out our light, snuff out our love, right? And so now we are this energy, it feels like, is opening a gate into union for many, because it's allowing us to access emotional energies surrounding love that up until this point we haven't been able to. We haven't been able to because of our own pain. We haven't been able to because we had a lot of other layers that we had to heal before we could get to this point. And we haven't been able to because it wasn't yet time in ascension, right? This person, for some of you, this person is in a relationship or was in a relationship on Valentine's Day. I don't know if they're still in that relationship, because I kept on channeling that song, I Can't Make You Love Me. I love that. Oh, I got chills just saying the state, just like saying the title. It's a Bonnie Raitt song, I Can't Make You Love Me, and many artists have covered it. George Michael is another one who covered it again. But they had me listening to it, and I've heard that song many times before, but I've never like consciously channeled the energy of that song. And that song is about somebody who is looking at a relationship and they're realizing that it's over, and there's not like necessary like malice there. It's just a recognition that this isn't love. Love isn't something that you have to like constantly fight for. You know, there's one thing like fighting for your love, but that tends to be two people against an energy. It's not a person against another person and calling it love. There's something here where this person is waking up to the fact that whoever they've been with or whoever they are with, or all of their relationships up until this point, they've never been with somebody who actually just appreciated them for who they are. And that recently has really been like tugging at them, like not ever having experienced love, and calling all of these other shallow experiences that they've been, you know, indulging in, calling it love because they were so afraid to go deep. And it's like now they're ready to go deep. There's been a chord change. They're realizing that what they have or what they've had, it isn't love, and they're wanting it now. It's like their soul is waking up and yearning to experience that divine love again. And this person knows that the decision they're making now is painful, but they have to do it. So for some of them, what's painful is like having to like remove themselves from these situations. For some of them, what is painful is that they have to confront themselves and the truth of how they've kept themselves out of the possibility to love divinely. For some of them, what they're also waking up to is how they treated you, if they ever mistreated you or pushed you away. They're being confronted with all of this, and they're not afraid to go there anymore with themselves and with this person. For some, and this is going to be a message not for everyone, for some of you, especially if you are a person who is either a man or a woman who is gay, you are dealing with a person who has been in denial about their sexuality. And there is something here about their exchange with you. You woke up something in them. And they've been living a lie this whole time for, they've been in the closet, they've been in denial. I'm not getting anyone in the closet so much as in denial. I feel like there's a difference. When you're in the closet, it's like, I know I'm gay, but I don't want to have an openly gay lifestyle because I'm afraid of what other people will think. This person is like, I sense that I might be, but has never explored the possibility. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And there's something about, like, if this is your message specifically, there's something about when you activated them to begin to own that, or to begin to recognize that it was real. What they were feeling was real. And they pushed you away because they weren't ready to deal with that with themselves, but they're ready. And this is piggybacking off another download I'd gotten weeks ago. It wasn't a download, it was a dream. And I couldn't figure out why I was dreaming this, because this might be for some of you who are like, older, my older crowd, okay? Those of you who have lived in the time where being in a same-sex relationship was more taboo than now, or more difficult. This is a different generation than like the 20-year-olds and the ones in the 30s right now, early 30s, who are able to live with a higher degree of freedom in that realm than has been available to those before. This is someone older that I was having this dream about, and in this dream they were sitting in a room, and it was almost like this room was in a either a hotel or like a high-rise apartment, and it was very white, modern, clean-cut, almost like what you would imagine like a penthouse, a Miami penthouse almost being. And they were sitting in this room, and I don't remember anything in the room but them sitting on this one chair, and like this open energy, this energy of openness, like windows in front of them. And a woman walks in, and it wasn't clear in the dream who the woman was, but it was like this person came out to her. And in the dream, all I could feel was a sense of relief and release that both of them felt. He felt it because he was like finally able to live in his truth. And she felt it because it was almost like, at last, you're being real, kind of thing. So for some of you, this energy that is waking up in this other person is that they've been in a marriage for a really long time, or they've been connected with someone for a really long time, and they may have love for this person, right? They may have a lot of love for this person, but they're realizing, but they've been living a lie because they're not heterosexual, and so this is the difficult part that they're having to face. This is their come to Jesus moment, like having to tell this person that they don't want to be with them, and this is why. Because there is, for some of them, there is like a deep love, but it's not the love that they deserve, because it's not what they want, and it's someone who can it's a person who accepts them, for all it is that they are. And yet, if you're not aligned sexual, there's something still amiss, right? And it's a big thing that's amiss. So this is what I'm getting here. They're tired of running. For some of these people also, they've been under some kind of love hex. And this has come through, I was getting very strong maternal and matriarchal energy. That's what I was getting here with this. So strong maternal matriarchal energy. They've been under some kind of hex, where this person, from the time they were a child, or maybe something significant happened when they were 13 or 14 with this love hex energy, to keep them out of divine union. And what's coming through right now is that for some of them, it's not even, because, magic, hexes, curses, all of this stuff, it doesn't have to happen over a cauldron bowl. It really doesn't, It can happen through the programming that comes by way of a parent, you know, constantly trying to tell you who you are and who you aren't in the world, and trying to program you in accordance with the narrative they're trying to create. That's also a form of cursing and spell and a hex and all of that other stuff. So this person may have been under that influence too. For some of them, they were, you know, not wanting to disappoint, and they've had enough of that. So that was a specific message. But to come back to the collective energy, what's happening right now in this Neptunian energy is that a lot of people are waking up to the potential of divine love now. Okay, I want to move into the other group of downloads. So that was the download that I'm getting. We'll see if it comes together. This is a different thing. This is kind of going back to that energy of like the back to black and what's happening with these spellcasters right now. My guides were telling me, this is what they were saying to me. They said to me, someone came to shake your apple tree and got nada. They're scratching their heads because they came to shake your apple tree and they didn't get anything. This message is connected to the message of your divine partner for some of you. And the link between the two is that for some of you, you've been under some kind of purposeful energetic enslavement, whereby the contracts surrounding this energetic enslavement would not allow you to love. Okay, we've already kind of talked about this energy, but there's something here that's breaking for those of you who haven't been able to. And for some of you, this has been a contract that a specific part of the contract is ending that has been a 7-year cycle. It's been a 7-year cycle. So what do I mean by that? We're in 2023. Something in 2016, picked up, or a new contract was signed on your behalf, if that makes sense, in order to trap you. Okay, and in you being in that contract unconsciously, it was to bind you to a certain person in order for them to get something for you. And in doing that, they could not make you a free agent to anyone else, meaning you couldn't be in divine union. You couldn't go after the things you wanted for yourself. You were literally in an energetic prison. And anything, especially in the past 7 years, but for many of you, it's not that it's only been 7 years. For many of you, this has been your whole life. But in the past 7 years, it picked up in intensity because of the nature of another contract that somebody else signed to take you deeper into the shit. Okay? So in the past 7 years, you may not have had any love. You may not have been able to sustain anything for yourself. You may have been like really noticing how you're building and everything just all falls to ash or to dust. This is why. Okay? You've escaped this. Okay, you've escaped this for a variety of reasons. You know, whoever you are, you've escaped it for a variety of reasons because of the nature of the energies of ascension, because of the healing work you've done, because of the breaking of oaths and vows, because of the return to sender. You've broken out of this, and not for nothing. We are. I think as I record, we are in the closing degrees of the sun being in Aquarius and the moon being in Aquarius as we move into the sun and the moon being in Pisces, okay? In this energy in the tarot, right, the overarching major arcana energy of Aquarius is the star. So Aquarius season has been all about us reconnecting with the truth of who we are in order to bring it into the earth. So for many of us, for many of you, your birth chart shows who you are, right? It shows who you are. Your birth chart shows who you are. And there are people energies, factions, corporations, groups who knew this. And they took it and they used the energies of your chart to bind you, to keep you out of what is divinely yours. Now, your chart is a snapshot of what the heavens look like on the day that you entered into this reality. Your chart is here as a guide for you. Your chart is here to show you who you are also. And as such, that's kind of the energy of the star card in the tarot, which is Aquarius energy. It's about being in divine alignment with the truth of the stars. And this is what Aquarius season has been about. It's about us getting back into divine alignment with the truth of the stars. So at last, we can bring into the earth plane who we truly are and have always been in the heavenlies, before these people tried to bind us with their shenanigans and their energy work and all this other shit that they had to do in order to siphon and steal our energy and cloak themselves in our energy to pretend that they were something they're not. All of that is going back to black for them. You get it? They can't, more of them are losing their ability to do any of this, okay? We are in the Seven of Swords, to come back to this, what it is they're showing me. We are in the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords energy, traditionally in the tarot, you see a man running away with 5 swords, and there are 2 in the background, and it's that energy of having gotten away with pulling the wool over someone's eyes. The Seven of Swords has another meaning. The Seven of Swords is also being strategic enough to escape a trap. That's what energy we're in right now. Every year up until now, for many of you, you've been in the Seven of Swords energy where people, energy, factions, corporations, groups, whatever you want to call it, have been the ones running away and pulling the wool over your eyes about what they were doing, duping you. 7 of Swords, 7 years, okay? This is the year where they thought, and for many of them, this is why they're so fucked off, because it's the 7th year. This is how, you know, like, this is why we have to trust divine timing, okay? Because the divine has a sense of humor too. They've been doing this 7th year when everything is supposed to be coming together. It's falling to shit in front of them. Okay? Because they came once again to shake your apple tree, thinking that they were coming to steal your harvest, and come to find that for some of you, those apples ain't falling, or for others of you, you already took your apples and you hid them from their asses. These people have been trying because you've been waking up, which is almost like this is the energy of why they've had to put it's like that energy of trying to put your foot on the gas even, like put it down on the gas even heavier, or like revving up a bike even more. This is why they had to do this 7 years ago, because you already were waking up. For some of you, you'd met your divine partner. For some of you, you even were with somebody, you know, who was your divine partner, and they destroyed that. Do you get what I'm saying? They destroyed that. They may have destroyed that person. Okay? But the point is that since they've been putting the pedal to the metal in this contract, in this energy, they literally have been trying to kill you. Okay? They've been trying to kill you and to annihilate you for years, energetically speaking. Because for many of you, they can't touch you physically. They can't. But they've been going after you and binding you and trying to get you to take yourself out, or trying to throw energy that would make you so sick that you would die. That's how deep it is, and this is the energy that they're throwing right now. In desperation, very strong death energy, death and sickness and infirmity. So they've been trying to kill you. They've been trying to destroy you. They've been trying to bind you. Take it as it resonates. And they're in shock. They're in shock, first of all, that you're still here, for one thing. And they're in shock, second of all, that this time around, even though you're still here, that when they came to get their apples aren't there. There's no more shaking your apple tree. It's done. The Garden of Eden, your Eden, is closed. Uriel has his flashing swords, and they're gonna fuck off or they're going to die. Now, the reason this person was entering you into extra contracts, this is a contract that they did 7 years ago that was on top of how you'd already been contracted out. Okay, stay with me. My guides were showing me spiritual black market things. This is the other side of the back to black energy. And it's almost like everything that they took from you through the illegal trade of you on the spiritual black market it has to be returned. They have no choice. And this is why they're kicking up tantrums also, is because there's a decree where all of your shit has to come back to you. Okay? These people didn't know when to stop. For some of you, they didn't have to take out another contract on you 7 years ago, but they were greedy. They'd gotten so much from you so far, from your energy, from opening you up energetically. A lot of you, they were opening you up energetically. And I want to be very careful with how I say this. Let's say you were contracted to multiple agencies and industries because of the talents and the skills that you hold divinely that maybe you're not even aware of. You see, what you need to understand and overstand is that your talents and your gifts, they're accumulated over many lifetimes of training. Some of you are skilled in areas you have no idea that you are. And this message might resonate with you even more if you think about it this way. How many times as a divine being have you decided that you wanted to do something and you didn't have to put much work into it? It just seemed to come to you. You may have had to put the work in studying but it came to you really easily, more easily than to other people. It's because it's something you've mastered in another lifetime and you were simply unlocking it by reconnecting with the information. Many of you are ancient. Do you get it? You're ancient. You have talents, skill sets, gifts that you have yet to unlock. But all these other fuckers had your keys and they were opening your doors and taking your stuff. And monetizing it, stealing your talents. Let's put it that way, stealing your talents. Stealing your talents. Someone is either about to be caught with their hand in the cookie jar or has been caught trying to take from you. It will be exposed because they were trying up until like this weekend. This world is an illusion. The ones who you think are the ones with talent are the ones who are the main buyers on this black market. They're the main buyers of your stuff that they cloak themselves in to sell their illusion back to the world. Okay? There are some skills you don't have to learn. You simply have to unlock them. There was another download that was coming through. For some of you, the reason that they've been binding you like this is to do with your Egyptian heritage. It's to do with your Egyptian timelines, okay? I was being shown through someone else this energy of someone using a scarab beetle device. Let's put it that way. It was a device that they were attaching to the solar plexus in order to siphon and redirect that energy to somebody else. And the person or persons they were redirecting that energy to are people who are very big on the world stage. It was a scarab beetle. There was a movie that my guides led me to a few months ago, and I don't remember the name of it, and it's not a movie I would ever watch of my own volition. I didn't get why they were having me watch it at the time. I mean, I got what they were showing me, but I didn't get how it would play into this message now. It was a movie where this guy found this bug that he could attach to himself and become young. But this bug had to be fed like blood or life force. And I don't remember the details of the movie, but suffice to say that the more desperate this guy came to become young, the more fucked up things he would do. And not only that, but the attaching of the bug to his body in order for it to feed, to transfer like this energy of immortality in him, it caused him to want to have a really weird appetite for drinking blood. It made him a vampire, in other words. That's what's been happening for many of you. When I say that these people in your family line who have signed up for these orders and these covens, whether they did it consciously or unconsciously, have opened up your energy fields to be harvested and harnessed by other industries. That's what I'm talking about. And it's all dependent upon what treasures you were bringing into the earth, which for many of you will be in your birth chart. What treasures you were bringing to the earth. Some of you are very gifted musicians who've never been able to get off the ground. Gifted artists, gifted writers, gifted filmmakers, gifted singers, gifted performers, gifted personalities. And you know you have something. You know, but you haven't been able to break it, right? That's because someone else has been siphoning your energy and then also sending spells to confuse you and to steal your confidence and to have you thinking really badly about yourself and creating circumstances and illusions around you so that you're always dealing with rejection, so that you think that there's something wrong with you, so that you think that it's an illusion to you, that you're not actually everything that you know in your soul you are. All of these illusions are coming down. Courtesy also of Neptune. You see, people love to... I don't get down with modern day astrology, okay? I don't. I just don't. That's not how I'm not an astrologer, but that's not how my guides have trained me to look at astrology. A lot of the time in conventional astrology, you hear people say that Neptune is the planet of illusions and addictions. And yeah, it is, but Neptune is also the planet that comes to help you free yourself of the illusions of the matrix, but nobody wants to talk about that. That's the truth. That's the truth. So those are, I just want to make sure, those are my downloads. So yeah, whoever this person, people, energies, factions were that didn't know when to stop and contracted you out for another 7 years, in which they tried to drain you to the point of death, they're going back to black. They're moving from the magician back to the fool position. That's another thing they were showing me. They're moving from the 1 position to the 0. And bear in mind that tomorrow, when the moon is in Pisces, the sun and the moon will be in Pisces at 1 degree. That's the degree of the magician. This is also the energy of you getting back all of your magic that was stolen from the age of Pisces. And for that to happen, they're being stripped. They're going back to black. They're going back to nothingness. They're going back to who it is that they truly are. Because as your true reality, which is the Aquarius energy, has allowed for this to happen, as your truth of who you are becomes real on the earth, the truth of all of these fake players and what it is they've been doing, fucking around with lower vibrating energies and entities in order to enact this, and how they've sold their own light to do that, that's becoming real too. You're going to start noticing a lot of things. You might already begin to notice it if you have, eyes to see. People who you thought were super talented all of a sudden they just don't seem to be on their game anymore. And then you might hear stories about how they've got a sickness and all this other stuff. It's the magic being returned. It's their shit being returned, and it's them being stripped of things that weren't ever theirs. And for some of them in these industries, they were divine beings, but they didn't know who they were. And they sold their divine legacy for fame. And some of them, when they did that, what they had to start doing was cloaking themselves in other divine beings' energy. And some of them just couldn't bring themselves to do it. And this is why you see such tragedy in the world of entertainment, right? And some of them, they may not have known they were divine beings, but their family knew. You know, the ones with the father managers who sell them out for a coin, that Judas energy, they knew what their children were. And they contracted them out. And this is where we get back to the Back to Black thing with this new movie coming out also. And I probably shouldn't go. They said don't go there. I won't go there. I won't go there. Shall we pull some cards? Or shall we leave it with downloads? We'll pull a few cards. I'm feeling drawn to my Moonology Oracle, but also to my Keepers of the Light. Another message coming through for some of you guys is that it's time for you to get out and to move and to circulate your energy. What they were showing me is that higher heart activations are coming through, especially with this Neptunian energy. Higher heart, your heart, our ability to reconnect with the ability to love unconditionally as a collective, but also to magnify that in us as individuals. There are higher heart activations coming through. The reason why they're telling us to move our bodies and to circulate our energy more is because you are a true magician, okay? What many of these people, factions, energy entities were doing was using your magic mentally against you, because for as long as you didn't know, they could do that. But they never had a true connection to spirit, but you do, and you're connected through your heart, you're connected through your stargate, okay? That is the energy that makes everything possible, which is why they had to mentally fuck with you in order to get you to attach the emotion to it in order for their magic to be grounded. But now you're taking all of that back. But here's the thing about emotional energy. Emotions are what? Energy in motion. If you're not moving that energy, if you're not circulating that energy, then it can stagnate and it can cause you to feel tired. It can cause you to feel depressed. It can cause you to feel angry. It can cause you to feel all manner of emotions that you're not meant to experience in the long term. They're there to help you recognize and realize where you are in order for you to recalibrate yourself and step back into love and joy. And for some of you, you're being asked to, no, not for some of you, for all of us, we're being asked to tune back into our bodies. Like this week, that message about dance has been coming in really strongly. You guys are able to channel energy into the earth through your feelings, through music, and then through that expression of your body. Your body is the earth. What you do with your body, you are doing to the earth. When you get up and dance and you move your energy and you allow yourself to be used as a divine conduit of your own beautiful emotional expression, you are literally having an effect on the energy on the earth plane. Okay, I hope I'm making sense here, but for as long as you are a divine being, you always have set the tone for the energies of this earth, because that's how powerful you are. You take energy and you magnify it and you project it outwards. That's why they needed you in pain, to keep their pain templates alive. But now we're being called to dance and to connect with our bodies in joyful ways, because that's how we circulate this energy on the planet, that's also helping others to wake up to the truth and to wake up to divine love and to wake up to their divine potential. I hope that makes sense. So they're asking us to move our bodies. Think about a physical heart. Your physical heart is responsible for pumping your blood around your body. Within your blood contains all the nutrients and the oxygen that your body, that each cell needs in order to survive. Each organ and organ system needs to function. Your heart is responsible for pumping around your life force and taking out of your body that which is a metabolic waste from everything you do. It's a big job. You are the heart of the earth. Your energy is responsible for pumping. This is why they wanted to contract you too, as like human filters, but they wanted to use you for their nefarious reasons. This is why also, FYI, a lot of you might be dealing with energies of like death magic and sickness. It's because a lot of them are trying to transfer their karma still onto light ones, because they've been doing that, and you've been transmuting people's sickness, disease, death energies, misfortune, poverty. You've been doing all of that for them, and they're still trying to get you to do that, because you are the heart. Energetically, you are the heart of the planet. That means that you pump the life force and you clear the energetic debris. That's what the heart does. Also, the heart allows the waste blood to come out through respiration, through breathing out. I hope that makes sense. You actually move more waste out of your body through respiration, through exhalation, respiration, than you do through defecation and through urination. You move more of your waste products, metabolic waste products, out of your body through breath. You are the breath and the heart of this planet. So move yourselves and allow your energy, your divine energy, to circulate in the ways that you were actually designed to do that. This is part of your contracts now. And when I say contracts, I say it loosely, because you're a free agent. You sign on to what you want to sign on to, but it's your service to Gaia now. Let's see, what else do you want to speak to us about? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You're very close to achieving your goal. This is how full this energy is right now. Gibbous moon, ready to burst forth. This is another energy of Pisces season. It's really time now, because Aquarius season was a time of like real war. And Pisces season feels like it's coming to give us a bit of, not necessarily, I don't know if it's going to give us completely a break, but what it is, it's a restorative time if we allow it to be. There's a lot of restoration that is here for us to tap into in this energy if we're willing. But it requires for us to go with the flow and be so in tune with ourselves and spirit that we don't worry or fear. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we do have new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Okay, so I'm getting a few things with this energy. For one thing, we have the full moon in Virgo is the next full moon. Virgo and Pisces energy work together, and as such, Pisces is connected not only to the 12th house, but also to the 6th house. For many of you, you're getting your health back. This is a time for you to focus on getting your health back. It's a time for many of you who have been giving to others and giving to the collective to retreat, and to, not that you have to stop doing that, but to really make your own energy a priority, because the energies of what's occurring in Pisces season, it's here to help restore your soul. Okay, to replenish you of the things that the warfare has tried to steal. Because when the moon moves into the new moon in Aries and the when the sun moves into Aries and we have the brand new astrological year, it's going to be a new cycle for many of you. And before like that fiery energy, that passionate energy begins to come into your reality, the divine is wanting us to kind of rest and reflect right now. Okay. I'm also getting with this new moon in Virgo, it's time to give to the mother. It's time to give to the earth. It's time for us to give to her. And the way we give back to her is not by the ways of the matrix. The way you give to her is by living in your truth, by connecting with your heart song, and by living that, by dancing and moving the energy. This is how you give back to her, okay? I was going to go into the Keepers of the Light. Ooh. So a lot of energies that are wanting to come back. Lord Shiva. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is the overarching energy. Lord Shiva. I have not worked with Shiva. I have not worked much with the Hindu pantheon outside of Lord Ganesh. I don't know who corrected me in the comments, but I thank you for that, because I didn't know that's how you pronounced Ganesh's name. I've always said Ganesh. But outside of Ganesh, I have not worked with any other... No, I haven't worked with any other Hindu deities. But from my understanding, from my comprehension with Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva is also like... obviously the masculine principle of action, but isn't there a connection with, like, I could be so wrong here, feel free to correct me if I am, but isn't there like a connection to Kali? And not that they necessarily work together, but it's almost like what I'm getting here is like the movement of that energy. So it's like Kali is out here with this energy of the chaos that is around us right now, that is here to bring some people's destruction and our ability to build. And Lord Shiva is here asking us to learn how to circulate our energy to maximize the potential of rebuilding. That's kind of what I'm getting. So Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. This is the time to really lose yourself in your divine connection, in your connection with the divine. It's our time to lose ourselves in complete trust that we've gotten this far, and we're already in this gibbous moon energy of having reached like the closing point. We cannot go backwards unless we allow ourselves to at this point. And Lord Shiva's like, this energy is coming through that we need to trust our own inner guidance and to really move with that, and to that energy, like this wording, rise up. Like there's so many of us who've been like in hermit mode. You know, we've been like energetically drained, and we've been sickened by all of this. And it's time for us to take up our beds now and rise again. We're rising again. And the Lord Shiva energy is here to help us to transcend above everything that was sent to destroy us now, and to resurrect ourselves. That's really what I'm getting. And again, we have dance with the universe. Dance. This energy is coming through again. We have quite a few cards that have come out. Okay, we've got. Ooh, I love this. White eagle, ancestor spirit. connect to your lineage, a family wound or pattern can be healed. Now, what I'm getting more than anything with this is that this is the card affirming that many of you have broken these old cycles, these old patterns, and that were born from wounds in your family line, and you are ready to create your new earth lineage. And this is why for many of you, this Neptune energy is helping to bring in your divine connections. And if you already are with your partner, it's going to elevate it. It's 2044 on my clock. It's going to elevate it. In other words, even if you've been with someone who you know is your divine partner for years, you have not been able to walk in this level of divine alignment until now. It's about to take on a whole different level. It's about to transcend. It's about to take on a whole different level, okay? We have Kernunos, life force, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So yes, this is all about our ability to connect with the land, connect with the earth. And again, I'm getting this energy of dancing for Gaia, because when you dance, you're also connecting with your sexual energy. You're connecting with your creative energy. You're connecting with the energy that creates all. And this is what the Kernunos energy from my comprehension is about. Again, Kernunos is not someone I've worked with, but we have two very potent masculine energies that are about movement and expression and the movement of the energies, allowing yourself to be the vessel that moves these energies now. I hope I'm making sense, okay? We have Freya coming out, phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So yes, we see the crow and the full moon here, right? We have the crow bringing us the information from across all planes. The crow tells everyone's secrets. And the moon illuminating it all. And for those of you, like I said, you guys are, as you tune more into your light, you are the sun. And there's nothing that can be hidden from the sun. You see, things can be hidden from the moon, because in this phase, when she's in her darkness, things can be hidden, but nothing can be hidden from the light of the sun. Nothing can be hidden from the light of the sun. Then we have Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So this is here to tell you that this new moon in Pisces, and I think I spoke about this, I did, this was either the Daily Alchemy message for Friday, or it was in the report, or both. But there is this, this energy right now of believing in what we've been told is impossible in all things, including love. This is what this Neptunian energy affords us, and this is what the new moon in Pisces is. A time to connect with everything that everyone told you you couldn't do, that you knew in your soul you could and was meant for you. It's time for you to bring that in. It's time for you to connect with the dream of that. It's time for you to connect with the energy of that. It's time for you to change your thoughts to accommodate that truth. Yes, with Horus in the cosmic gateway. This is also, the Horus energy is the making the way for the divine child to be born. So for many of you, it's making the way for your new creations to come forth. But for many of you, it's setting the energetic container and foundation for whatever it is that you're supposed to be birthing with those divine partners and divine co-creators that you at last can come into union with, that this energetic window is also ushering in. And then we have the divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. I feel like the divine director comes up, for me at least, when it's like there's nothing that can be stopped. Like this is written. And it's going to be carried out one way or another. When the divine director comes in, it's like there's intervention. No matter what anyone tries to throw, it's not going to stick. And that was another thing. I forgot this. I had it in my downloads. There were so many songs coming through, but let me. It's 1 hour 20 minutes. This is the longest one yet. "Ain't No Stopping Us Now" is a song by McFadden and Whitehead, I think. And I believe it's the only hit they ever had, although they wrote songs for so many other people, which again is this energy of stealing a person's talent. and not giving them the spotlight or the stage in order to maximize themselves. But they had this song, and many of you might know it. It's called Ain't No Stopping Us Now. And it goes, we're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. And my guide said to me to look it up. And so I looked up the lyrics, and I will link the song below. And the song, you should put it on and just have your own little dance party, boogie on down, because it's a really great song. But apparently this song came about because they've been writing for so many other people, including the OJs. They wrote this song for the OJs called Backstabber, which has been, oh my gosh, I looked it up, and it has been sampled and used by if it's not 50 artists, it's not one. It was also most famously, it was used for me, at least from where I picked it up, was the Drake song Fake Love, which is all about fake friends, and then TLC, Case of the Fake People, which is a whole other download that I'm not going to get into right now. But the point is that they had been spending all of their magic and creativity doing writing for other groups, and these groups were having these big hits, and they were artists too, and they weren't being given a chance. And finally they were, and they released this song, and it was huge. But it's the only hit they ever had as artists, although they had many hits as songwriters. So take that as it resonates. But it's called Ain't No Stopping Us Now. I literally woke up hearing it the other morning. And it's not a song I've heard in a while, okay? But it's like, if you've ever been held down before, I'm sure you refuse to be held down anymore. So don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want you to listen to every word I say. Every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ugh. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. We got the rhythm, guys. Get out and move and circulate it. Okay? Alrighty. So that's me. Another super long reading. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so appreciative of you. If you are looking to work with me one-to-one, then please check out my website. Please check out my services before you email me. With questions that would already be answered if you would just take a moment and check my page. That would be helpful for me, so I don't have to be responding to emails and redirecting you to my website, because then I have more time to do what it is that I'm here to do, like videos and stuff. So if you are interested in working with me, please check out my services and then drop me an email. I do not take payment through my website right now. I removed that option because I like to know who's coming to me before I agree to work with people. If you are interested in the New Moon in Pisces Tarotstrology Report and the Pisces Season Tarotstrology Report, please make sure to check out the community board for how you can get that. If you're interested in joining my Daily Alchemy membership portal, where all of the stuff that I release to you publicly at a suggested donation is already included in your monthly membership, then please check that out too on my website. I think that's it. Yes, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm sending you so much love. Happy new moon in Pisces. Until next time, be well.